Okay, so now we're back. We're in this next section of chapter 5.1, and we're at 5.12 to be exact, where we're going to be talking about Boolean conversions. There are times you're going to want to convert something to be a Boolean. So let's get into the curriculum. 5.1.2 Boolean conversions. As with the number and string data types, the Boolean type also has a conversion function, Boolean, with a capital B. Notice that. It works similarly to the number and string functions, attempting to convert a non-Boolean value to a Boolean. Why would we want to do that? Understand that inputs, and it comes back to what a user inputs into your program. An input converts everything to a string, but you need it to be something else. You may need it to be a number. You may need it to be a Boolean. So this is where these conversion functions come in. Some software developers, they created this in the library, they added into the library in order for us to have certain functionality. So we don't have to write them from scratch. So it's a good tool to have because that's what it is. It's a tool. Now, let's go in here and let's try it out. We're going to go to Replit. Let's open up a Replit, fork it, and run it. All right, so as it loads up, I am going to run it. Now, notice in the console, it gives me all the Booleans, true, true, false, true, false, true. And I'm using the Boolean function. But notice here, on line 1 in the console log, the Boolean, I have a true as a string. And also on 2, I have a true as a string. But one is lowercase and one is capitalized, but they're both strings. And what it does is it converts it to a straight Boolean, which is a lowercase TRU. That's what we want. Now remember, 0 has a value of 0, but it has the state of off and false. So it converts this 0. It already knows that 0 is false. So it converts it just to the Boolean false because I don't want the number 0. I want false. Also, the same thing with the number 1. We know the number 1 is true. Now remember, an empty string is falsy. That's why it returns false. And then for launch code, the string launch code, it converts it to be true. Is launch code true? Yes. So it does the work for you. And so it is important to understand when you want to use this later on. I will explain in the next video on how the compiler understands this. Now, let's go back. In 5.1.3, let's deal with the expressions, the Boolean expressions. A Boolean expression is an expression that evaluates to either true or false. Remember what an expression is. The equality operator double equal compares two values and returns true or false depending on whether the values are equal. Now, in JavaScript is different from other programming languages. JavaScript has a double equals and a triple equals. The double equals is a soft equal or a soft comparison, where the triple equal is a strict comparison. We'll get deeper into that later. But first, let's look at these examples here. In console.log, we have 5 double equal to 5, which is true. It returns true. Same 5 double equal to 6. Well, we know 5 and 6 are not equal. That's false. That's easy to recognize. But here, let's read on. In the first statement, the two operands, now remember these are operands right here, 5 and 5, right? Are equal. So the expression evaluates to true in the second statement. 5 is not equal to 6, so we get false. We can also use the double equals to see that true and the string true are not equal. As we can see, true is equal to true is not equal. And then the console logs out to false. Now, let's look at this for a second. Let's go back to our let's go back to Replit. real quick. I want to show you something. So here I'm going to delete all this, and I'm just going to paste that in, and I'm going to run it. So we get false. And so let's do something else. Let's try something else. What if I put the number 5 right here, and then I give this the number 5? What do you think the result's going to be? Is it going to be true, or will it be false? Now think about this for a second, and let's rely on what you already understand. So now let's run it. Notice it's true. How is that possible? How is the number 5 equal to the string 5? All right, I'm going to show you that in the next video because I want to take some time on the next part of the video. I just want to give you that example. So when we go into the next comparison operators, I will break it down and help you better understand it. So now we made it to this part of this end of this part of the section. And now we're going to go a little bit deeper in the next section. Now remember, the more you practice, the more you improve. So that means go back and look at this stuff after you get through the whole chapter. The more you practice, the more you improve. All right, see you in the next video.